In the dim, shadowy depths of the forest, where sunlight struggles to pierce the thick canopy, a deer emerges, a haunting figure that captures the very essence of nature's cruelties. This isn't just any deer. It carries a grotesque mark, an open wound festooned with barnacles, a sight both shocking and repulsive. As it wanders, its once elegant form is marred by these marine invaders, clinging tenaciously to its skin, transforming the creature into a macabre curiosity. What would lead a land mammal, a peaceful grazing herbivore, to endure such a horrific fate? This horrifying spectacle leaves us asking not just about the deer, but about the relentless grip of nature. Where beauty is marred by brutality, the infestation begins innocently, a fascination that quickly spirals into something far more sinister. Barnacles, those small crustaceans that typically adhere themselves to rocks and ships, can also find their way to unsuspecting animals such as our deer. When the deer wades into shallow waters to drink, tiny barnacle larvae latch onto the fur, implanting themselves as they grow. Over time, they multiply and morph into hard, calcified shells that wreak havoc on the host body. The benign act of quenching thirst transforms into an invasion, with the barnacles drawing nutrients from the deer, causing pain and eventually infection. Each barnacle, a parasite cloaked in an innocent disguise, represents a brutal struggle for survival, not just for itself, but at the cost of another. As the infection festers, the deer hobbles through the underbrush, its body a painful testament to the unyielding laws of nature. The barnacles continue their relentless expansion, their sharp edges digging deeper into the flesh, generating a sensation that no living creature should endure. This tragic reality prompts a chilling reflection on the interconnectedness of all beings. Humans, often oblivious to the delicate balance of ecosystems, mirror this dance of exploitation and parasitism. Are we not barnacles in our own right, clinging to the world with an insatiable hunger for resources, leaving destruction in our wake? In a darkly comedic twist, one might ponder if a deer can experience such a dramatic transformation into a floating barnacle buffet. Could there be a day when our own collective appetites lead us to look out over a... In the haunting stillness of the forest, a mesmerizing yet grotesque spectacle unfolds. Picture a graceful deer, typically a symbol of beauty and tranquility in the wild, now marred by an unsightly affliction, a monstrous barnacle wound festering on its side. This estrangement from its serene existence draws us closer as we delve into the shocking realization that nature's cruelty can embellish even the most innocent creatures with the dark realities of life. The barnacle, an unsuspecting marine inhabitant, has somehow made its way to this hapless deer, transforming its skin into a grotesque canvas of invasion. With each barnacle, a tiny fortress, it locks its claws onto the deer's flesh, wreaking havoc as it feeds on the host's nutrients, thriving as a parasite in this unholy union. The sight is jarring, a once vibrant creature now reduced to a living shelter for an insatiable colony of barnacles, grotesquely clustered together like abominable growths. Each barnacle, a miniature miracle of evolution, showcases nature's remarkable adaptability, transforming into a hardened shell designed to withstand the most punishing environments. However, in this case, adaptability comes at a devastating cost. The weight of these crustacean invaders begins to take its toll. As the deer stumbles through its once familiar terrain, the very essence of its vitality stripped away by the incessant demand for sustenance from the parasitic inhabitants. As we delve deeper into the biology of barnacle infestation, we learn that these crusty critters are not merely hitchhikers. They are the deleterious architects of this deer's suffering. Adhesive compounds secreted by the barnacle. In the dry, sun-scorched expanses of the desert, a scene unfolds that is both grotesque and enthralling. Imagine a camel, majestic yet battered, with skin marred by a horrific wound, a honeycomb of necrotic flesh that seems to pulsate with a life of its own. This horrible injury, a gaping latticework of flesh and pus, tells a story of suffering and desperation, one that plunges us into the gritty realities of animal life so often sanitized in human narratives. As the camera focuses on this ailing creature, one cannot help but wonder, how did it come to this? The camel stands as a testament to nature's merciless ways, where survival hinges on fortitude, and often a heavy price. This wound, once a mundane scratch, has been transformed into a grotesque. In the icy realms of the Arctic, where stark white glaciers tower like ancient monuments amidst the endless expanse of snow, a solitary creature embodies the power and majesty of the wild, the polar bear. magnificent creature is not the embodiment of pristine wilderness. Instead, it bears a grotesque reminder of nature's brutality. A horrific barnacle wound marred across its flank tells a tale of suffering and survival, catching the eye of anyone who dares to glance. The barnacles, those hard-shelled crustaceans that cling tenaciously to any available surface, have chosen this grand beast as their unwitting host, turning its once gleaming coat into a battlefield of infection and decay. This painful infestation often begins innocently enough. One or two barnacles attaching to the bear's skin, taking advantage of its outdoor life spent in frigid waters. However, as these industrious creatures multiply, they can wreak havoc upon their host. The polar bear, while adapted to its harsh environment, is not equipped to handle this invasive onslaught. The barnacles burrow and latch onto the skin, opening wounds that ooze and fester. The bear, now a grotesque canvas of humanity's neglect, suffers in silence. Each bite of ice and snow becomes a reminder of its painful burden as it experiences the chilling symbiosis of suffering and survival. As we delve deeper into the mystery of barnacle infestation, we realize that the ties between these crustaceans and their host are not merely physical, but also ecological. Barnacles thrive in the cold, nutrient-rich waters of the Arctic, taking advantage of a changing environment, one that is increasingly influenced by human activity. Pollution and climate change have rendered this once pristine habitat susceptible to invasive species, creating conditions ripe for barnacle overgrowth. The polar bear, a symbol of the wild, becomes an innocent victim of nature's balance disruption. In the dense, shadowy underbrush of the tropical rainforest, a hidden tale of nature's cruelty unfolds. Imagine a tapir, that lumbering grazer of the jungle, wandering through its verdant domain, blissfully unaware of the ghastly affliction festering upon its back. A barnacle wound so horrific it could make the stoutest heart recoil in disgust. A small but formidable creature, hardened nodules cling to the whale's mottled skin, a stark contrast against the deep cerulean ocean backdrop. Each cluster of barnacles is a testament to the relentless ambition of nature's smallest architects, illustrating a dark reality for this mighty creature. What began as a few harmless larvae has spiraled into a veritable battleground, where survival of the fittest clashes with the sheer brutality of life. Barnacles, those seemingly innocent hitchhikers, are more than just a casual blemish. They represent a parasitic relationship that often borders on the grotesque. When they begin their life as mere microscopic larvae, they are driven by an instinct to latch onto a moving host. And in the case of this majestic whale, they have found a spacious and moist environment to thrive. Once they adhere to the whale's skin, they rapidly metamorphose, developing hard shells that encase their bodies and create an almost impenetrable fortress, while simultaneously leaching nutrients from their unwilling host. The whale, a living canvas, bears the scars of neglect, a painful reminder of its struggle against those that cling relentlessly to it, devouring its vitality. As this distressing process continues, the whale's skin becomes inflamed, horrifically disfigured, and potentially infected,